Our family have been members for 34 years, and we're a 4th-generation club family. All 5 of our children have worked here, along with 3 nieces and many family and friends. I am Lane Garner's mother, our Pilates director, and absolutely love working with her.
My connection to Stephen Granberry, the club safety director, is that he is my husband. We went to high school together. We did not date in high school, but a couple of years after high school, we started dating, and then we got married about 4 years after that, and 33 years later, we're still married, and now he works here at the club, and I get to see him all the time.
I met my husband a little over 17 years ago. He was an employee at the Claremont Club about 20 years ago, and he used to talk about this place all the time. We ended up moving here about 15 years ago, and he told me that this is the place I needed to apply at and work at. So thank God he did, because there's no place I'd rather be. But I had small children then, and my oldest daughter, Lauren, started out in zone and has moved up now to where she's working in sales and marketing. So now I get to work with my baby girl.
Well, I started here as a receptionist for the salon, and knowing Leslie since she was almost 7 years old, I asked her to work here because of the kind of person that she is.
I'm connected to a couple people, but Chelsea Weeks is a stylist at Ambiance, and she's my daughter.
I started off in the cafe when they opened it in 2013, in September. Now I work with Mike Alpert as his assistant. Here, I have my brother-in-law working here now. He works in the facilities department and makes these grounds wonderful. My daughter used to work here. She worked also with Shannon. And now I have my grandson that comes to the childcare, which I think is amazing.
Stan asked me to be the head coach, and I've been that since 30 years ago. And my daughter, who was, I wanted to know if she'd be interested in coming over and helping coach and run part of the office program, and she said, yeah, I would like to, and she's been here now 20-some years, 23 years, I think.
It really did start 5 years ago when I was living in Massachusetts, which is where I lived most of my life. I moved out here anyways, jobless, and just sort of enjoyed the weather for a month. But before I moved, I submitted my resume to the Claremont Club and then got a call from Shannon Malooly. I ended up meeting Fernando, and we got to know each other, and he asked me out on a casual lunch, and it was not a date. But he asked me out for lunch, and it went really well, and I was back in time because it was a 1-hour lunch break that I had. And then a couple of weeks later, he asked me out to dinner. 2 months later, got engaged. 6 months later, got married. And now, fast forward almost 4 years, and we have a 2-year-old daughter named Evie. I told Shannon because she said yes to me, I was able to say yes to Fernando.
I was running a large club in Irvine, California, and it got sold, and in the process of it closing down, I was recruited to come to the Claremont Club, and I started August 1st of 1997. Oh, I met my wife and got a beautiful daughter and a beautiful wife here.
My name is Jillian Jackson, and I've worked at the club since May of 2017. My sister is Ashlyn Jackson, and we actually both started working at the same time. While we've worked at the club, we really have enjoyed working together. We have our own communication skills with each other, and that's one of the most enjoyable things about it.
We're at the Claremont Club for the last 25 years. My position is landscaping, and I work for a facility department. Zach Sandoval, he's my cousin, and Carlos Aranda is my son-in-law.
TCC is home for a variety of different reasons for me and my family. I got married this past September, in September of 2018, to my wife Katie, and she is now a member here. We are 3 generations strong of Hargrave inside of these walls here at the Claremont Club, and it's just really a beautiful thing. From my grandmother, who's 76 years old, she comes here and she works out. My parents, who are in their mid-50s, and then of course their children, myself, and our wives come and work out here, and I can only imagine that my kids someday will be the 4th generation coming into the club, and it just goes to speak to really the family atmosphere that the club has instilled into its culture and into the community of people that come here. You think of community, you think of family. It's so near and dear to my heart to know that I have a place that is so much more than just a health and wellness club. It's a place where a community exists, it's a place where my supporters exist, and it's a place where I've found newfound purpose in my life.
What makes TCC home to me? Well, I work with really smart, talented individuals, and on top of that, the work environment is just, it's a setting where you want to continue to learn and grow as a professional.
It's been a real joy working here.
My coworkers are so amazing. I feel like I come to second home here.
There's something about being here at the club that you are ingrained into their culture and what it means to live selflessly, to be a part of something bigger than just yourself. There's 280 employees here, and it has all of those employees working in unison towards a common goal of serving others.
We have a strong sense of camaraderie. We actually care about each other. We work together as a team. I've never experienced more of a feeling of love and, again, community anywhere else.
Well, I do want everybody to know that it took me 2 years to get my wife to talk to me. And I have to tell you that she's still not talking to me, so I guess I'm no better or no worse off than I was.
Fantastic. It's okay, you have to